Now, this one really says everything about the disconnect between the media and the people they claim to represent. Locals had already made it clear the park wasn't a safe place anymore. Families said groups of young migrant men had been hanging around, making women and children uncomfortable, and they'd been told to leave more than once. It should have been the end of it. But instead of respecting that, the BBC decided to turn it into a story. We'll dive into this story in today's video, but before we get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Right now, only 12% of viewers are subscribed, so join the community and help us grow. And not just anywhere, they actually brought those same men back into the park to film an interview. Of all the places they could have done it, they chose the one location that residents had been desperately trying to reclaim for their own community. You can imagine how that felt for locals who'd been ignored for weeks. As the cameras rolled, one woman, clearly frightened but fed up, confronted the reporter. You can see she's shaking, but she refuses to stay quiet. She asks why they'd invite the men back, why the BBC thought a TV segment mattered more than the safety of her neighbours. The reporter tries to smooth things over, but the damage is already done. It's a perfect snapshot of what happens when media elites treat real communities like backdrops for their own agenda. And fair play to that woman. She spoke for every ordinary person who's tired of being brushed aside. You'll see the clip next, and it's worth watching because it shows exactly how out of touch the BBC has become with the people it's supposed to serve. Have a watch.
Just asking why you are encouraging these young men to sit in this park that they've been following children and that about in previously. Yeah, cut the camera. Well, you can put the camera on if you want. But we've been trying really hard to keep this park safe, and you, as a BBC reporter, have now just encouraged them to come back into this park.
They're entitled to have their say.
They are, of course they are. Take it out a kids' play park. Take it out a park that women and children come here on their own to walk their dogs.
So we're just
this Falkirk is a big place,
so
but you're encouraging them to come into a park.
We're just doing our job.
A park.
And,
you could do your job anywhere.
There's nobody.
You could do the job anywhere.
At risk here.
We said that before, and they are at risk.
There's nobody at risk here.
It said who? In your opinion, there's nobody at risk here?
No, I'm quite
in your opinion, can you guarantee that?
Yes, for the time being. In this situation, yes I can.
Yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you've done your interview somewhere else.
Okay, understood. Thanks
It is a public park. It is a public park where umpteen, go and take that camera off me, for umpteen kids have been followed, they've been videoed. It doesn't matter what my name is. It really doesn't matter. I'm here as a woman on her own, and again, it's been a long, long time.
There's no threat to you here.
Right now there isn't, but you've encouraged us to come back over this park. You personally have encouraged young men to be hanging about this park again.
I don't really understand what your concern is, because there's no threat.
Right at this moment in time there's not? Is that what you're telling me?
Exactly.
Which is absolutely fine, so it's okay right in this moment in time, but it's still okay for you to encourage them to come back over a park.
Well,
when there is loads of other people, why not do it in a hotel? Why did you not do it in a hotel?
This year, okay? If you want to make a complaint, you can complain to the BBC.
I will be complaining to the BBC.
That's fine.
But yous are all liars anyway, so it'll probably not get very far.
Well, you can complain to our editor if you like. Her name's Shelley Joffrey. She works at BBC.
Because she's going to be much better than yours, is she?
Well, she can
Is
perhaps put your mind at rest.
She's not going to put my mind at rest. You have encouraged
I think you should get
young men. You have encouraged young men. I'm not even having a go at these guys. I'm having a go at you.
I understand that.
I'm having a go at you personally. I'm holding you personally responsible for encouraging these young men to be back in play parks where women and children feel unsafe coming on their own now. Might not have been this young man here, might not have been that young man here, but it has happened, and you do not need to be encouraging it for your interviews. There is many places to do your interview.
Understood.
Okay, thank you.
What you just watched wasn't an angry mob or a staged scene. It was a local woman standing up for her community when no one else would. And that's what makes it powerful. She wasn't asking for headlines or sympathy. She was asking for respect and basic safety. The fact that the BBC chose to film in that exact park, the same place families had pleaded to keep safe, shows how disconnected the media has become from everyday people. It's not about right or left, it's about trust. When ordinary citizens are ignored and their concerns are turned into photo opportunities, frustration is inevitable. That woman spoke the truth. Sometimes the people living the story know more than those reporting on it. Maybe it's time the media started listening again instead of lecturing the rest of us. In other news, the Metropolitan Police is reviewing some 9,000 grooming gang cases in a huge new investigation despite Sir Sadiq Khan previously denying any operated in London. Sir Sadiq stated there were no reports or indications of grooming gangs operating in the capital, with young girls being subjected to the type of abuse seen in towns like Rotherham and Rochdale. However, the Met Police have confirmed that 9,000 cases are being reassessed. Following an investigation from The Express and My London, Commissioner Sir Mark Rowley wrote in a letter to the Mayor that he is responding to questions about child sexual exploitation, adding that any sexual offending against children is abhorrent, but group-based offending, including that characterized as grooming gangs, is particularly insidious and devastating in its profound impact on the children affected. Mr. Rowley said he knows that, historically across the UK, the cases of these child victims have not always been recognised and thoroughly investigated. Too often, victims have been disbelieved and even judged at times. The Met is committed to safeguarding all victims of these terrible offences and wherever possible bringing those responsible to justice. The cases under review span all the way back to 2010 and are going to cost many millions of pounds given the number of cases lasting several years. Speaking to the London Assembly, Sir Mark said a very significant number of grooming gang investigations were being reviewed. The shocking cases included reports of young girls who were drugged and raped by groups of men while having their lives threatened. Mr. Khan has publicly denied the existence of grooming gangs within London, having previously said there were no reports and no indication of organised rape gangs. Shadow Home Secretary Chris Philp accused the London Mayor of facilitating a cover-up. It is shameful that the Mayor of London is claiming to have no indication that grooming gangs are operating in London, despite personally responding to reports containing evidence of victims abused by grooming gangs in the city, he told The Express. A spokesman for Sir Sadiq said, "The Mayor has always been clear that the safety of Londoners is his top priority, and nowhere is this truer than in safeguarding children. Sadiq is committed to doing all he can to protect children in London from organised criminal and sexual exploitation and bring perpetrators to justice. This includes his £15.6 million violence and exploitation support service, which provides specialist support to young Londoners who are vulnerable, caught up in or being exploited by criminal gangs in the capital, as well as supporting the Met to deliver a new child-first approach to safeguarding and enforcement action to tackle county lines. We remain vigilant to emerging and changing threats and will continue to do everything we can to protect children in the capital from abuse, violence and exploitation in all its forms," a Met Police spokesperson said in a statement. "Any sexual offending against children is abhorrent, but group-based offending, often characterised as grooming gangs, is particularly insidious and devastating in its profound impact on the children affected." The Met takes all allegations or concerns about child sexual exploitation and child criminal exploitation incredibly seriously and always investigates, following the evidence without fear or favour. Since 2022, there have been significant improvements to how the Met identifies and investigates group-based offending, including training for 11,000 frontline officers and the expansion of our child exploitation teams. In the last year, we've solved 3 times more cases of child sexual exploitation, representing 134 more suspects charged. As part of the national reinvestigation into group-based child sexual exploitation recommended by Baroness Casey, we are currently undertaking a review of approximately 9,000 cases covering a 15-year period. In line with the IICSA definition, these include many cases of such as intrafamilial, peer-on-peer, and in institutional settings, along with those which do not fit the common understanding of a grooming gang. Our commitment to safeguarding all victims of such terrible offences and bringing those responsible to justice is absolute. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you have not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.